Hello everyone, and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, Zur Overlords, or I call it Zurverlords, the Domain Zur deck that a lot of people are still on, and honestly, I don't know why. I think this deck is terrible, but I'm going to find out today. And we're going to try out my version, obviously, with Authority and Split Up instead of Temporary Lockdown. I think it's pretty good because Temporary Lockdown, a lot of times, is going to lock down the Beanstalk, which hurts our whole card draw synergy. And this deck really doesn't have that much card draw without the Beanstalk. So that is why I put these cards in. I've also added in 3 High Noon. High Noon is actually an insane card against a lot of the decks. Think about against the most popular decks. Quarry Steel, you can't play 2 spells. You'll never trigger your Quarry Steel. Against a Omniscience, right? They reanimate their Omniscience. That's their only spell. We can then exile their Omniscience with things like Right's End or something. And they can't really stop it. So this High Noon obviously can stop the combo decks or the very fast aggro decks. Meanwhile, we gain a lot of life with the Zur trigger on the Leyline Binding, on Overlord the Mistmoors, on Overlord the Hauntwoods. That's the whole idea of the deck. But is this deck good? Is this deck going to last us against a lot of the really aggressive decks that does not give us a turn 3, right? This deck really needs a turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 to get it going. Can we get there? That is the idea. So let's talk about the whole deck list. So in the early game, of course, turn 1, we got 3 Authority of the Consul and 1 Analyze the Pollen. I cut the Analyze Pollen down to 1 because I don't know how often we get to Evidence 8 for it to matter. Otherwise, you're just looking for a land, and honestly, this deck is full of lands. We're fine without it. So is our 4 1-mana play. 2-mana plays, we're going to have 3 High Noon and 4 Up the Beanstalk. Obviously, we want to hit Up the Beanstalk on turn 2. No matter what, Up the Beanstalk on turn 2 is going to be very useful against no matter what kind of deck we're up against, but that is only 4 cards of the deck. I don't know how lucky we can get. Along with that, we also have 2 Right's End. I cut the Right's End down from 4 to 2 from a lot of deck lists because Right's End is very good against black. Otherwise, it's just not very good at all, right? Even for 2-mana exiling target creature. You imagine 2-mana exiling creature being not good anymore in a metagame is insane. But that's what Arena has done to us. That's what Magic has done to us because those freaking rats, the Quarry Steel, the Slick Shots, yeah, they're all 1-mana creatures, so it doesn't matter if we're paying 2 mana. We still pay more than what they pay for their creature. The Slick Shot creatures, the Quarry Steel creatures are free. So yeah, 2 mana for exile is not good anymore. But on turn 3, here's where we actually can hit our strides. Obviously, we're not playing the Zur on turn 3, but it is 3 mana. We are going to play Split Ups if our opponent has a lot of creatures. We got to get rid of all of them. The best thing about Split Up comboing with Authority is that all of our opponent's creatures are going to be tapped. So this is a turn 3 Day of Judgment. We also have 4 Overlord of the Hauntwoods for the 3 mana Impending. That will be pretty important, right? To get us a Everywhere land, which will get us the domain that we so desperately need. We also have 4 Leyline Binding. I'm going to put this in a 3-mana category. A lot of times you might have to play Leyline Binding as a 3-mana Leyline on turn 3 just to survive. It's unfortunate, but that is the way it is. But if you can turn 2 Beanstalk, turn 3 Leyline to take out one of your opponent's creatures, at least you're not too far behind. Then turn 4, we got 2 Beza, the Bounding Spring, 2 Marang, the River Regent to draw cards in the Catch and Coil, and then for another 4-drop in Overlord the Mistmoors for our Avatar goodness to get 2 2-1s while impending a 6-6 on board. That's our turn. You can look at the Domain deck. Our curve is on the 3. We can't even curve into 4 mana because Arena is so fast right now. Turn 5, we got the Sunfall. That's it. 5 mana of Sunfall. In case there's some fringe indestructible synergy decks, Sunfall is in there. Otherwise, we're just going to look to split up in most games. Now the lands. We're going to have 25 lands in the whole deck. 1 plain, 1 island, 1 swamp, 1 forest, 2 Floodfarm Verge, 2 Meticulous Archive, 1 Bleachbone Verge. Let me put the Verge and Archives to the side. 1 Shadowy Backstreet, 1 Underground Mortuary, 3 Wasteful Verge, 4 Hushwood Verge, 3 Lush Portico, and then 2 Hedge Maze, along with 1 Brushland and 1 Razor Verge Thicket. So if you look at the land base, obviously we have a lot more green-white lands because most of the deck is green-white as the cop outside is going crazy. We also have a little bit of white-blue and white-green because we have, blue-green because we have some blue spells to cast with Zur. And we have 1 swamp and a few black-white mana to help cast the Zur out. So that's the whole idea of the deck, right? Mainly, the deck is to try to get the Overlord to Hauntwood to get us a everywhere land, which get a free Leyline. Along with that, we trigger a bunch of Up the Beanstalk draws, and then when we actually draw Zur late game, we can put Zur onto Overlords and win the game that way. That's the whole idea of the deck. I don't know how good this is, but we gotta watch today's games. Alright, our opponent is Lara. Okay. Another mono red deck? No, probably not. Azorius Sleeves. I'm going first. This is looking like a opponent that delves, that deals with probably, I'm guessing, Omniscience. Hey, shut up. Alright, Authority. Just in case they're aggro, right? I don't need untapped lands yet. I probably will. Yeah. Seems about right. Do I need this land? I'm gonna keep it. I can discard the Edge if he makes me discard another card. Ruthless Negotiation. Do I even do the Beanstalk here? I mean, Analyze the Pollen here? I'm just gonna discard the Pollen. Slasher. It's that. Okay. Well, I guess I'll just die. Right? Yeah, it didn't matter. Nice game. Hopeless Nightmare. Discard the Pollen. Liliana.
Happy to help, but I drop it.
Make me discard more cards. I think I'll discard the Rise and... I mean, the Slasher is scary, but Overlord is flying. It also draws me a card anyways. Actually, no, I mean, Regent is... gonna cost 6 mana, right? It draws a lot of cards. But every card in my hand already draws a lot of cards. So maybe I don't care about the Regent as much. I think I Overlord here. Hold a land to discard in case he wants to make me discard. Wonder what he wants to do here. Not really quite sure. Every creature he plays gains me alive. He's looking. He's touching all his cards. Touch, touch, touch. And then the rope comes. Out comes the rope to kill my... I mean... kind of have to do it there, right?
Heard of personal space?
Go for the throw the other one? Okay. I mean, yeah... I suppose you do make me lose half my life. That is a lot. Let me draw a card. What I get is a land. I could just play another Overlord. But I don't think I want to, right? That Overlord can't attack. Okay. Time for the Flood. Gives me a life. You gonna discard your last card? You don't want to discard your last card? Ah, discards. The jokes. I mean, the joke's also on me because this hand is pretty awful here. So let's Portico. Okay. Okay. Oh, the flood. The flood is real. Got a kill spell? No, it's gonna make me sack an Overlord. Will do.
Sacrifices must be made.
He's gonna attack to draw a card. I mean, I have enough mana, I'll trade. Also, kind of have to trade. I'm at 3. What's coming? It's the last card coming here. He kept his hand. He must have some good cards, right? Is it a Rocker's Rakshasa? Does he want to make me discard a card with the Ruthless Negotiation? That would be pretty bad. Obviously, I've been holding on to bad cards here. It's Meticulous Archive. What is my top deck? Okay, it's another Meticulous Archive. We can High Noon him. See what he wants to do with the High Noon. It's really just a removal here at this point. Alright. I mean, it's... How many lands I draw? 1, 2, 3... I didn't even use the, Analyze the Pollen. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I drew 11 lands so far. Ah, he's using the Nightmare. Wow, okay. On his main phase? Shouldn't we do it on the pre-draw phase? Pretty bad idea to do that right there. It's a pretty bad idea to not draw a freaking non-land card here. Alright, they got a kill spell. They're gonna let this go through. Take the 6. I'll drop the Wasteful Verge. Oh, they have cut downs. Okay. I mean, that's fine with me if you want to keep your cut downs. But the Overlord of the Mistmoors still pretty scary. Second cut, that's your only spell this turn. You sure you want to do that? Alright. Okay, second authority. I'm getting memed that. I'm getting memed that hard. I put authority for... I mean, all I faced was the Quarry Steel decks until I put in authorities. And once I put in authorities, no more Quarry Steel decks, huh? I will play it. It's not a dead card in any means. Because every creature he plays gains me 2 life now. Okay, I got an exile card. How about this Razor Verge? How about that? You get to draw a card, but that's also all of your turn. That took like a year. Let's turn on Up the Beanstalk. I mean, I think he's just dead. We gain a life back. Don't need to do any of that, but it's fine. GG. Alright, our opponent is MMS Word. We go first. This is the nuts. Let's see how we get punished for that. Tap land, Lush, Portico. Do I keep this land here for white? For a second white? I don't think so. I have a second white from the Overlord. At least that's the plan. Mountain. They don't have enough mana right now for where High Noon is going to be important, and I would like to get a bunch of my spells in first before he gets his spell in. 2 mountains and a challenger. I'm gonna do this. Leyline Binding, which will cost 1. That's good. Then what else? If I draw untapped land, I could. Nope. I was gonna say, if I draw untapped land, I could Binding into Beza, or Binding to Split Up, but I don't think I'll be able to do any of that. Yikes. Yowzers. Oh, actually, this might be able to do it. So a Split Up into a Leyline Binding. These are all tapped creatures. Get all those creatures gone. I needed to draw this Wise Source because then that keeps up Leyline Binding. Otherwise, I won't be able to keep up Leyline Binding. You got a Charger? Huh. That would be surprising. Do we do anything about the higher claw here? No, I think it's a bait. Okay. That means Beza can get in front of anything I want. Can't stop me from gaining this life. Take a lightning strike me, I guess. Takes me lower. And then brings me back up. If they're just gonna go into combat, I'm gonna do something, but okay. No, I'm sure this is still happening. That 1 damage is always gonna be dealt. That's always gonna happen. Come on. Come on, opponent. You gotta learn how to play this game. I was gonna do this no matter what. Now you just don't deal the damage to me. Yeah, GG, you red deck, you get out of here. Alright, our opponent is Dark King Dude. Nah, you're no king. Man, this hand is actually pretty bad, I think. I do have an authority. Comes in on turn 2. If I don't authority, and even if I do, or if I don't analyze the pollen, if I analyze the pollen for a white, I will be able to get there. But then I have nothing else to play afterwards. Is that worth it for 2 Zur in hand? They're basically dead cards. It's really a meme to keep shoving Zur in my hand. Like, it's a really good card for the deck, but obviously not what we want right now. Okay. I got a right hand, but this is Valgabal's lair. Yeah, not really quite sure what's going on. Is it a reanimating deck? It is a reanimating deck. It's somewhat of a different reanimating deck than I'm expecting. Scary nonetheless. This deck needs some graveyard hate. Like, Domain needs to have some graveyard hate. I've been dying to a lot of graveyard decks. I'm gonna take my Leyline probably. They can't take the Overlord, so that's good. I don't have a Beanstalk, so really nothing's going on here. So, okay, so the alpha. That's the stuff. This is, huh. Okay, if it's doing what I'm expecting him to do, I don't want to be able to. I don't want to have to be able to fight that in the long run. But what can I do here? I don't really draw cards. I can take 4 from the fear. I think I still gotta draw cards. Or do we just go in for the Overlord? Overlord's good. But it barely temples the board here. I think I need to draw some good cards. Alright, those are some good cards. Those are the cards, exactly the cards I need. 3 lands. Cannot get more perfecter of a draw. Okay. I have a split up in my hand. I don't need another one. Now we take a shitload of damage and they get their Satulpa out. I can exile Satulpa. It's not hexproof. Scrap work mutt. They see the split up, will they attack into it? I mean, they can't attack, it's not haste. It's not this one. And that one will just exile itself anyways. Second Overlord. Oh, it's the Crew Claw. The claws are cruel. just Rides and the Fear? No, I don't think so. Don't really care about the Fear. It's not doing damage to me. I'm much worried about the Cruel Claw, honestly. And he's gonna attack like this, I will just double block it, I think. I'm fine with that. That's not too threatening. Urborg Scavenger. Just gonna get the top. That's not really doing much. If he gets the top, I just exile it. Flying, double strike, indestructible, vigilance, trample. Out. Play the Authority. All your creatures are going to come into play tap. Now we get our Overlord of the Hauntwood out. There's a Cruel Claw. It's tapped. Can't attack me if you're tapped. Oh, that's pretty good. If I tap this and blow up all the untapped creatures, will he just block? He might just block, right? I do want to get rid of his board, especially this Cruel Claw here. It's only going to cost 2 when I target a Cruel Claw. That's exiled, which means he can't bring him back. Bitter Triumph, Scars of Tulpa. So now I will destroy all untapped creatures. Does the Tulpa have lifelink? It doesn't have lifelink. Want to do it again? It doesn't want to do it again. Okay. Well then. Trying to get our old buddy Zur here to do its Overlord shenanigans. So instead of 6/6, it's a 7/7. He's gonna play Fear. He doesn't discard, but he draws a card. It's pretty good. Oh man, just chain it. Just chain it. Okay. So I could bounce the Overlord here, but I attack for what? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's only 12. Actually, we're going to have to find out what he has. No, this is 6 mana, which means I won't be able to play the Authority. So I guess I just still draw. I could draw into something good, right? And I don't. So, guess we'll have to live with this. We'll turn this Authority alive. That means he has a block? Actually, no. He could just block the block the Authority. Overlord does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will be 12. He'll go down to 1 if he blocks the Authority. So, not getting much done here that way. doesn't block the Overlord. It's gonna go down to 1. He's willing to go down to 1. Start with Mutt, coming to play tapped. I mean, those fear draws were insane, but yeah. Scavenger, coming to play tapped. You can return whatever, but it's tapped, so it's a dead creature. Yeah, you got it. Nice Satulpa. Don't you wish you could block with it? Cutting Coyote, also tapped. You got it. Very scary indeed. Oh, untap the Orborg is smart. So, untap the Orborg, flying, Vigilance, flying, double strike, haste, trample. You can deal a lot of damage, huh? Can he deal enough? Can he deal 35 damage? That's a lot of damage. Alright, he has no more creatures, so... we just killed this. I think that's fine. He has no lifelink. Now he can attack twice. Not 34. When did he... oh, I guess he didn't tap it again. Okay. 12, 14. He got close. But does he have a creature with lifelink? I don't have a creature with lifelink. Yeah. You got super close. GG, you degenerate deck, you. Alright, our opponent is the Multizo. He is a standard bearer. Are you a real standard bearer, or did you just play a bunch of red decks? I have too wide. I can kind of get to the Overlord from the Authority. So I think I slammed this. Just slam this. You got creatures, I will stop your creatures. Okay. They're gonna have creatures. I will take 2! It is not good, but I will take it because honestly, if I toss this, I'll just get a land. Ooh, a Quarry Steel. Look at me, I'm playing top tier decks. You wanna play 2 spells here? Give me some life? Huh? Come on. Come on, you stupid Quarry Steel deck. Slick Shot, show off. Give me the play tap. Also give me some life. Up. You pump his Slick Shot. Got a Quarry Steel trigger and give me some more life. To the bottom. I knew I was going to draw more lands. What did I tell you? More lands incoming every day. Now, if you want to trigger the Quarry Steel, I have to play 2 spells again. Pre-combat. But then that would be dumb because obviously my authorities will just cut that off. What does he have? Ren's Resolve. Slick Shot and a Burst Lightning. Burst Lightning one of these. Does he take it off? Make it lose trample? Thank you. 1 less damage for you. So you have a second burst. They always have it, right? Even with this kind of draws, they still always have it. Yep. Second burst. All the life that we gain, gone. I mean, it doesn't help that I drew 7 lands in 11 cards. This is our opening hand. 4 non-land cards. And yeah, that's all lands. I even put away some lands. Slight. Up. I mean, like, the plan is working. Unfortunately, I'm not drawing the other half the plan, like this 11 land kind of game. So the flood is flooding. That's for sure. If they have a Monster's Rage, I'm pretty sure they would have played it. On a slick shot. You just trample over. When I had one bat moth thing left. So they don't have a Monster's Rage. I do have a stock up. Draws them whatever card they want, but allows me now to block. Would they not attack? That would be dumb. Ah, that's smart. Not attacking with the slick shot because it's 7 damage. We'll just die. Yeah. I think 8? I go down to 8 if I do this. I could chump these. But these draws are like this. So I can take out one of these monks. These are 1/1 monks, by the way. You know what? I'm gonna die anyways. Let's do this. Preserve life total and see what's the draw land. Alright, our opponent is Organic Meatbag. He is a virtuous meatbag, but a meatbag nevertheless. We do have some lands to help us filter, but that's all I can say about it. I drew 12, what is it, 8 lands out of 12 cards last game? How many lands am I going to draw this game? Let's start with this. Right then. Is it another Quarry Steel deck? Verge. That doesn't tell us much. This tells us everything. I get a split up. You know what? I think I'm just gonna do this. Enjoy your 1 spell a turn. Jerk. There's High Noon somewhere. Yep. You read that card right. It's in the deck just for you. Also Omniscience, but mainly for you. I mean, that's our whole turn. That is a pretty good card to play if you only have 1 turn. But, what can they do with all the mana? All their spells cost 1. They could have a Flood Maul? Honestly, if I draw an untapped land, I'm gonna High Noon him again. If I draw a non-untapped land, I probably just hold up the right hand. Or this. I think this is fine. If they try to Flood Maul us, you know what? Yeah, if they try to Flood Maul us, that's a whole spell. So the second spell they play has to be the second spell now, which won't hurt as much. And even if they have a lot of damage, we can split up into High Noon. It's totally fine. Slick Shot show off. That's the only spell you're going to play. You've dealt D1 damage. If I Zerd and attack, Actually can't get there with a Zur and an attack, right? So I might just high noon them again. Do I do that? I already played a land this turn, so I don't want to Analyze the Pollen. I could also split up this Slick Shot. There's not that many creatures in their deck. It's for all tap creatures. Let's get rid of that. Right here, right now. Goodbye. They're gonna opt. That's the one spell you get to play this turn. Enjoy it. I'm getting revenge from that last game. Stupid. 8 lands out of 12 cards. We lasted way longer that game because of authorities. This game, I don't even have authority. High Noon is doing its thing. Oh, you have an eroded canyon. That deals a lot. That deals a lot of damage to me. It hurt my feelings. Another Beanstalk? Just want to draw another card. I mean, I could also Zur him. Zur with the Overlord isn't too bad. What can you do against Zur? Well, actually, no, I don't have the mana for that, so... Guess we will another Beanstalk. There's the land. Yeah, I said I don't have the mana because I can Zur and turn Overlord on, but then I will only have 1 mana left, which means I can't use the right end. Now I can also activate a High Noon for 5 mana if I want to. That's pretty cool. You gonna start burning my face? Into the Flood Mall. I kinda expected that. Ow. The hell was that? No. Yeah, I had 5 mana. I could have played another High Noon, honestly. Monastery, Sphere. Slick Shot, show off. Bolt Wave. He's getting it on. Up. I think I was a little too cavalier with my High Noon place. My mistake, but I guess I'm the one that has to pay for that mistake now. Can I draw a Binding? I do draw 2 cards. There's a Monster's Rage. Is that it? Ah, I only need to draw 1. Draw another card. Will this resolve? Yeah. Take that, you jerk. Picking on the weak deck. I'll show ye. Oh, now the rope comes. Drew 2 more lands. I'm gonna take out the Swifty. Must be proud of that Flood Maw, huh? Do I do this? I don't even think I want to do that. Let's play untap land. He's got 3 cards left. I say we Zur him. GG. Now get the F out of here. Corey Steele prowess deck. Welcome back, everyone. Now that you saw all those Overlord games, how does this deck feel? I feel awful. I was right. I don't know if I'm vindicated or not, but this deck is, it's not the old Domain deck. It's not the Domain deck of old, and by old I mean last year, where the Domain deck was ripping up Standard. Zur is an amazing card. This deck works so much better in best of 3s. In best of 1s, it's just not good at all. Honestly, the way I found out today is on Magic Arena. If you know an ounce of what you're doing, you'll be going second every game. I've gone second almost every game today. You saw the 2 games that I won first, I won, and every game I win first, I won. Every game I went second, I had to really struggle because there's so many freaking rat decks and Corey Steel decks. Every single time, I am on the draw and I don't get a turn 3. So what's the point, right? This deck does not work if it only lasts to turn 2. And there's not enough interactions on turn 1 to really fight our opponent. Of course, best case scenario is we Authority of the Consul them. Going to, after their turn 1, we're going to our turn 1, we Authority to Consul them into their turn 2. That's best case scenario, but drawing this is so difficult. Cops outside going crazy again. Alright, so they're hating on me for hating on this deck. I do think there are some changes I will make about this deck. The Verges, the Floodfarm Verge is fine. The Bleachfang Verge is fine. The Wastefoot Verge, it's a little bit tricky. It is green by default, so it's okay. And the Hushwood Verge, it's green by default, not white, so I can't Authority. That is painful. Now, the main thing that I want to consider is these Surveil lands, right? Do I want to cut a Hedge Maze for another Lush Portico? That's a question that I've been asking a lot of times because I want to have that extra white mana. But honestly, the main thing I really want to have is an extra white mana on turn 1. So I might even cut a Hedge Maze for another Razorverge Stickit or another Brushland because that turn 1 Authority can save us a few games, and it didn't happen, so it cost us a few games, and that feels bad. Almost every game I played today was mono red, or not mono red, but Corey Steel deck, some version of red plus some other color, and yeah, that's awful, but that's only because Wizard can design decks, and Arena is flooded with people that likes that style of game where they just they don't have to think, just slam their, card turn sideways cards. But the problem with that is, we can definitely stop them, but there's only one style of deck that stops them, and it's just mono white with a bunch of authorities and split ups. I don't want to play that. I want to mix it up. And the problem with mixing it up is you have to figure out a deck that works in its own strategy, but also is able to handle that. Ride's End, I think it did its job okay. It didn't do that well because obviously, there's a lot of 0 drops and 1 drops out there. I don't want to pay even 2 mana to get rid of that. But I don't think I can cut it down to less than 2 because there are times where there are big creatures we want to Ride's End. High New, oh, hey, he's a savior. I don't know if 3 is enough. Maybe you want 4 High News and cut the Sunfall. Sunfall really didn't do much. More high news would have been good enough. And that's another thing that I've noticed today. Right, Split Up was okay. Split Up did its job. Beza did its job. Marang is also another card that I think we can cut. Marang is good at drawing 3 cards, but a lot of times when I try to draw 3 cards, there's 3 trash. We can pay 6 to bounce things, but honestly at that point, why don't I just run This Town Ain't Big Enough? That would have been a better play than Marang in this deck, comboing with the Up the Beanstalk. So that's kind of how I feel about this deck. Zur Overlord really is a meme at this point, and in best of 1, really it needs a lot of fine-tuning to stand a chance. And the main thing that you want to stand a chance against in the current metagame is the Corey Steel decks and Omniscience decks. If you're able to fight those 2 decks, your deck will be able to stand its own ground. So maybe I even cut Analyze the Pollen just to get an extra land here, just to get an extra white source that is untapped on turn 1. That's how sort of lean and down to the curve we need in the early games. That's how I feel about this deck. It's still able to put up wins, right? You saw all the wins today. It's still able to put up some fight. And it's not a bad deck overall if you really like this style, but fine-tune it more than I do. That's how I feel about it. That's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.